Hello everyone. I am going to discuss a very important topic of signals and system in this video lecture. So I am going to start this. Uh, and in the signals and system, the main and the very basic term is signal. That what is a signal? So a signal can be defined in such a way. Signal is an energy or quantity which has an information associated with it. Like anything can be signal. Like I am speaking, so my voice is a signal because it carries an information with it. And voice signal, audio signal, there are so many signals. And the main thing is that a signal is a function of an independent variable that can be time. Okay, so I will tell you the classification of signal. Signal mainly classified as on the basis of two parameters. The first is time and the second one is amplitude. So if we will talk about time, so it is further classified as a continuous time and discrete time. And when we will talk about amplitude, then it can be also categorized into two parts. The first one is analog and the second one is digital. So main thing, actually people get generally confused about continuous time, discrete signal, and analog and digital signal. People generally know what is the analog and digital type signal, but they generally get confused about when we are talking about the continuous and discrete time signal. So first of all, I will assure that after seeing this video you will not confused anymore. Okay, so I am already telling you that on the basis of time it is divided into continuous and discrete. Means when we are talking about the signal on the basis of time, it is categorized as continuous and discrete time signal. So the main thing that you can remember is continuous time signal means we have taken on the x-axis time and on the y-axis amplitude. Fine. So here we are talking about continuous time signal, means the signal should be continuous with respect to time. Means when we will define its value, then signal should be present at each and every instant of time. Means signal should be continuous with respect to time. Suppose we want a signal at the time instant of t is equal to 1, then here we can see at t is equal to 1 our signal is also present. And if we are taking any value from minus infinity to infinity, because the signal is present here from the minus infinity to infinity, so if we are taking any value between minus infinity to infinity, the signal must be present at each and every instant of time. So this is our continuous time signal. And when we are talking about discrete time signal, it means with respect to time, the signal should not be present at each and every instant of time. Suppose this signal, if we are talking about this signal, so we can say that this signal is present at only time instant of 1, 2 and 3. If we will talk about the signal is present at 1.5, so our answer will be what? No, it is not present here. So easily we can identify the signal that it is a continuous or discrete time signal. So this let's go on the signal classified on the basis of amplitude. Amplitude means on the y-axis. Analog means the signal should be continuous on the y-axis. This is also an analog signal. while this is also a continuous time signal. Why? Because it at each instant of time the signal is present. And if we will talk about the signal on the y-axis, means with respect to amplitude, so we can see here that our signal is also present at each and every instant of amplitude also. Means with respect to amplitude our signal is also continuous in nature. So that's why this signal is analog. And we can also say that analog plus continuous this signal is. Fine. And the next category is digital signal. So in digital signal, the signal should be discrete on y-axis. Means the signal should be discrete with respect to amplitude. The signal should be discrete while we are talking about amplitude. So discrete. This signal can also be digital, because it doesn't matter our signal is continuous or discrete with respect to time, but it must be discrete while talking about amplitude. Fine. So here we can see that on the y-axis the signal is not present for each and every instant of amplitude. Fine. Suppose this is 1, this is 2, and this is again 1. So our signal is present at only 1 and 2 value of amplitude, and for the rest of the amplitude values our signal is not present here. So we can clearly say that the signal is of digital time. So finally, what is the conclusion? So our conclusion is that if the signal, suppose if we want to identify the signal that it is continuous or discrete, so we will see the signal should be continuous or discrete on the x-axis. And if we are talking about analog or digital signal, the signal should be continuous or discrete on the y-axis. Fine. So let us take an example. Suppose this signal. Okay. So this is what? This is also continuous with respect to time, and this is also continuous with respect to amplitude. So this signal is what? Analog plus continuous. This is our first example, and now I am taking a second example, and that is this one. Here we can also see that it is a continuous with respect to time. It is also continuous with respect to amplitude. So this is again analog plus continuous time signal. And now I am taking another third example, this one. So here we can see that this signal has a continuous in time scale, but if we are checking the value on the y-axis or on the amplitude axis, then we can say that only Vmax or Vmin. Means we have only two values, either it is a maximum or it is a minimum, and for the rest of the interval of amplitude the signal is not present here. So what kind of signal? This is a discrete, and what? No, discrete means what? If it is, sorry, this signal is digital, because the signal is discrete on the amplitude axis, so that's why this is a digital signal. Plus if we are talking about the t-axis, then we can see that here the time is continuous in nature, so that's why this is the continuous time signal. So it is digital plus continuous time signal. So here we can easily identify the signal is continuous, discrete, analog or digital signal on the basis of this two parameters, time and amplitude. So hope that after seeing this video you will be able to identify the signal. Thank you and have a nice day.